Prize pick, streak play, and a single game parlay for Monday Night Football. We got Lions and Seahawks. I'm Sniper from DFS Army. If you were in the Discord, you got yesterday's winner, Aaron Jones, going over the last YouTube video. Shohei Ohtani, 2 singles, does come up short on the total basis. Still on a pretty good run overall. We'll get back on prize pick, single game parlay. Like I mentioned, you hit the like button. I'm going to hit the intro, and let's get to work. All right, so this is the game we are looking at. There are two Monday Night Football games tonight, but obviously going to focus on just one. It's where some of the prize picks plays are for the streak play. Seahawks at Lions. Lions, 4-point favorite, 47 total in this game. Heading over, if you look at the picks, we'll do our recap of what we have to target here. You got David Montgomery to score a touchdown. DK Metcalf, 66.5 receiving yards. Geno Smith, 247.5 passing yards. Ooh. Then you scroll down, Jahmyr Gibbs, 53.5 rush yards. Those are the 4 plays we're going to be looking at. We'll pick one for a streak play. Hopefully we get at least 2 we're interested in to get a little bit of single game parlay action. Let's start with David Montgomery to score a touchdown. Your odds on this one, -135 to score a touchdown is David Montgomery. We go to the game log here. He has scored 1 touchdown in every single game this season. Last time out, 23 for 105 and a touchdown. Also catching multiple passes out of the backfield. Doesn't have a receiving touchdown yet this year, but that would work in this case. But he scored a touchdown. The point is, in all 3 games. Taking on Seattle. This is our NFL defensive stats. Let's switch on over here to rushing. I was queued up on passing for some reason. Let's take a look at the Seahawks. Seahawks allowing 4.4 yards per carry, 2 rushing touchdowns this year. Still probably middle of the league in terms of rushing defense. Not a team you overly want to target. 2 touchdowns, one of the better defensive records, although I think most teams have their week 4 stats in here already. So that's why I like to use more of the yards per carry. Still, pretty good defense. The fact that you can throw on this team, a little bit interesting. Let's take a look at the last few box scores for the Seahawks. We'll kind of target them defensively. This is against the Dolphins. I mean, it's hard to really take a lot of weight in this game because there was no Tua Tagovailoa. They were going up against Skylar Thompson. They could sell out to stop Devon Achane. So, I mean, Achane didn't get there. Patriots, Antonio Gibson and Ramondre Stevenson both get their rushing yards. That's interesting. And then against the Broncos, again, not a good quarterback. So they could, I mean, it was Bo Nix week 1. They could sell out and go after McLaughlin and Williams. So really not great rushing attacks have the Seahawks face. I think that this is probably the best spot or the best team they face in terms of rushing. Make sure I'm not going too crazy. Yeah, I mean, Patriots kind of overachieved a little bit, which is something to say because their record isn't great, but I thought they were going to be absolutely horrendous. They are 3-0, though. For this pick, I would lean towards saying yes, David Montgomery is going to score a touchdown. I know he's going to split time with Jahmyr Gibbs back there, but he's scoring touchdowns. I think they're at home. They are favored. Not the most confident of the 4 picks. I don't think is we're not going to land in that most confident area for the streak play, but I would consider throwing this in the single game parlay. Let's look at the other options here, but I would lean towards the more for the rushing and receiving touchdowns for David Montgomery. All right, let's take a look at let's go right down the list here. Let's go DK Metcalf. I should look at the lines first, as always. Receiving props. We got Amon-Ra St. Brown, DK Metcalf. Look at the over-under here. Got all our bands type props. DK Metcalf, 65.5 is -125. Got to pay an extra yard on prize picks. Not the end of the world there. 1 yard receiving until you get hooked by it. And then, of course, it is a big deal. Let's look at DK Metcalf's game log this year. 4 for 104, 10 for 129. only 3 for 29 in the season opener. So he was a bust week 1 and has looked pretty good. 14 targets against the Patriots. This game got out of hand. I don't know how much they really had to throw the ball in this game. So, obviously, DK Metcalf, always a solid option to target. Let's go look at the passing defense, and let's see how the Lions rate so far this season. I'm going to scroll down here. They're giving up, looks like, yards per attempt is what I like to look at here. 7 yards per attempt. Again, middle of the road here. Nothing I overly am concerned about. 3 touchdowns, one per game so far. If we look at Lions defense so far this year, Cardinals, Kyler Murray at 207. Marvin Harrison had 5 and a touchdown. I'm looking at top receivers here. You have to consider Marvin Harrison, even as a rookie, a top guy in this offense. Buccaneers, Godwin 7 for 117 in a touchdown. Big receivers are having days here. And then Cooper Kupp, 14 for 110 and a touchdown. Look, the big receivers going over. DK Metcalf going over. I think I feel pretty good about DK Metcalf hitting this number, especially you get the Lions favorite if they are behind late, extra attempts here. I do like DK Metcalf more than 66.5 yards. I like it more than Montgomery. So I'm definitely going to consider that for the streak play. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to cue that up. That is definitely going to go into our single game parlay. Heading down over to Geno Smith, same thing, middle of the road passing defense for the Lions, so no need to bring that up yet again. We pull up Geno Smith's page. You can see so far this season, been way over at each of the last 2 games. Better defense here. Broncos did keep him under, but the Broncos defense playing well this season. They have to with Bo Nix, the quarterback. But Geno Smith, plenty of yards. And then kind of same thing, we go to the Lions overall. They allowed 207 against Kyler Murray, 185 against Baker Mayfield. And then Matthew Stafford did get him for 317. I feel better about the DK Metcalf over than I do the Geno Smith over. I would still lean towards the over here. In this game, I think they're going to have more success throwing than running, and they could be behind. But even in the games where the Lions defense doesn't have a ton of passing yards, the big receiver, the number 1 receiver, still having a decent day. So I'd like DK Metcalf more than Geno Smith here for Prizepicks. I'm not sure I'm going to add it into the single game parlay. I think I would be more comfortable actually adding in the David Montgomery touchdown than the Geno Smith play. I think this will be the number 3 ranked play of the 3 we have looked at so far. Let's round out today's video looking at Jahmyr Gibbs. Before we do that, real quick, guys, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Make sure you get more picks, plays, all the promo codes linked down below. I want to see you in the DFS Army Discord. Sniper20 gets you 20% off, under $30 a month. Great deal in there for all the plays. NBA is coming. There's tons of live bets during the NBA season. Make sure you're in the Discord to take advantage of those. Coach Will is great at the live plays, especially during NBA. All right, Jahmyr Gibbs, 53.5 rushing yards. Let's pull up Jahmyr. So far this season, the low game, just missed it at 40. He's gone over in 80, last 2 games at 83 and 84, pounding the ball well. Good yards per carry, over 5 each of the last 2 games. Let's take a look at the opposing defense here to switch back to our rushing defense. And let's see. Actually, we did this earlier when we looked at David Montgomery, 4.4 yards a carry, middle of the road defense. One more time, because I don't offhand remember what the yardage was looking like for opposing running backs. That's right. They could sell out to stop Achane. Really hadn't faced a lot of great running attacks. I have to refresh my memory because we looked at this earlier. I will say Jahmyr Gibbs over 53.5 yards. I like that play as well. I think all that correlates pretty well. I think the single game parlay we're going to put up with, we're going to go the double bangers on the Lions running backs. I almost had the wrong team name, so I hesitated there for just a second. So let's go. We'll put up Jahmyr Gibbs 51.5 here, and we'll go with a David Montgomery touchdown, thinking he keeps it all together. You got to have 3 legs to use your promos on DraftKings usually. So this will be the 3-leg single game parlay I pick. So the recap here, and we'll get to the prize pick streak play, so don't go anywhere. DK Metcalf over 65.5 receiving yards. Jahmyr Gibbs over 51.5 rushing yards. David Montgomery to score a touchdown. That is the single game parlay I'm rolling with. And the official streak play, I think my least favorite play of the bunch is the Geno Smith over. Number 3, David Montgomery touchdown. Number 2, Jahmyr Gibbs over 53.5 rushing yards. And where I'm going to go, the official play is DK Metcalf more than 67.5 receiving yards. That's where we're going to land today. Trying to get back-to-back wins. One more time, if you did not already, I'll have to refresh this. As always, seems to be what happens here. Yeah, server error. And now you guys can see my information. Good thing I have NordPass. You can just log in automatically. So while I'm here, I'll lock in the play in a second. Reminder, guys, that all the picks, plays, promo codes, all the good stuff you need is in the DFS Army Discord. Of course, this is going to happen when I try and lock up the video. You got a link down below. We're going to refresh here. Official play is the DK Metcalf over on receiving yards. We'll go to this screen to polish up the video. A little bit of technical difficulties at the end, but that's the play, guys. See you in the Discord. Here's that daily reminder of whether or not you are a DFS Army member. You probably should be. But either way, good luck in those contests. Let's cash this ticket, and I'll see you next time.